Hey everyone, this is Bailey from the EMH, and I'm back with another Elephant Money video. And today, what I wanted to do was kind of go over kind of my thoughts and impressions of the last week or so of the Elephant Money price chart and the Elephant token, and then kind of an idea that I had for like how I'm going to play it and how I think everyone that's really bullish on the ecosystem and on the protocol, kind of like how I think the best path would be like moving forward. Because if we look at this last week or so, we've noticed that there's been quite a dip in the price, right? And we've experienced this like super big, like parabolic run up over the past few months. And then what we've noticed is over the past week or so, there's been some large profit taking from a couple of like big significant holders in the system. And then also a lot of folks, newer folks that had kind of FOMOed in and maybe didn't really quite understand all of the mechanics and everything of the elephant money system and the token and how it's built and everything. So, we've noticed that there's been a large kind of sell-off, and that makes people nervous, whether they understand the system or not. It's always kind of unsettling and uneasy. So so what I wanted to do is kind of think about, all right, what are we seeing? Because we know how carefully like engineered and how beautifully designed the system is, and that this is, in my mind, like one of the most bullish ecosystems there could possibly be, right? Because we know that it has the capability to provide sustainable, scalable cash flow, generous cash flow on a really large level, right? And we've kind of seen some of the successful products like Elephant Money Futures and the NFTs. And so, what I wanted to do was kind of give everyone kind of an idea of, kind of what's happening and kind of what the best path is potentially like moving forward, because you definitely want to stay participating in the system, but I know that there are some folks that are kind of like nervous and, might not have the stomach for a little bit of like token volatility, right? So, one of the things I was doing was kind of reflecting on my study of ecosystem and kind of what I knew about it. And one of the things that, or one of the videos that I produced and created a while back was something called Cracking the Code, the search for the perfect cryptocurrency, right? And basically, guys, what I do here is I talk about how the decentralized finance works, how the automated market makers and the liquidity pools work, and why all of these tokens, can follow this parabolic path in their pricing, right? So all of their price equations follow this parabolic relationship. And I walk through the cake token, right? And any token like this can increase parabolically as more and more capital goes into the liquidity pool, right? But like say cake or a lot of the other tokens, like, hey, like this really isn't going to be able to keep up with that rapid acceleration and price appreciation. All right. And like, why is that? So, part of it is, that tokens, especially if you spread out their liquidity pools, and there's multiple different liquidity pools and lots of different exchanges and things like that, that, the price gets diluted through arbitrage. All right. But the main culprit here, all right, and this is kind of the huge idea behind why I'm going back through this, is that the reason that tokens usually cannot experience this like super sustained rapid parabolic price appreciation, all right, is this right here, guys. All right. And I think we kind of saw this on full display, this past week, right? So the most powerful force preventing tokens to experience such a rapid and price appreciation is human greed, right? If a price climbs, it's human nature that they're going to sell that token and take profits. Okay. So that's why you're never going to be able to see kind of this like super, super push up the parabolic curve from typical tokens, right? Because people are greedy, people will sell, right? People will take profits. People want to take profits before other people take profits. And, that's kind of going to ruin the nature of just that parabolic rise, right? So, so when I created this video, I mentioned that because there was this ultimate force that is built into the elephant money system, all right? And that's kind of why the elephant money system's different than all the other systems in DeFi. And that is this idea of the elephant treasury, Bertha, who is acting as a large player, a whale in the system that is designed to buy all the tokens and to manage all of the products in the ecosystem, right? So, and in previous videos, I kind of refer to her as like the Terminator, because no matter what market turbulence there is, no matter what kind of analysis that you can do on the price charts, sentiment, doesn't matter. She is just going after every single token. She's predictable, and if you're familiar with this with the ecosystem, what she's going to do, right? And we don't know what people are going to do, so humans who hold the token, are they going to buy, are they going to buy more? Are they going to hold? Are they going to sell? Like, you think what they might be doing, but at the end of the day, the one who is very predictable is the elephant treasury, Bertha. She's a smart contract, and she's designed to buy the tokens and to to pay out all the liabilities based upon the governance contracts, right? So, guys, one of the things that makes elephant money different is, and this was one of the things that when I started thinking about it, we kind of forgot about, all right? And that is the beauty of Bertha, and how the elephant treasury is really going to be the lifeblood of this ecosystem. And it's really that treasury that all of DeFi can kind of get behind, because that is going to be the thing that's really going to power, our financial collaborative, our cooperative, our community bank, right? It's Bertha, because we can't trust humans to do it, because they are going to sell and take profits on the token, right? But if Bertha holds the majority of the tokens and kind of starts to put a real squeeze on the circulating supply, that's where we're going to be able to see just this massive price appreciation. And then that could be used to maintain the daily liabilities that are carefully measured and are through the products in the ecosystem. So I was like, hey man, like, where's Bertha? So what had happened, guys, was there was kind of like too much FOMO with human participants, right? So if we take a look here on our Dune dashboard here, so over the last week or so, like, there's been 18 trillion tokens that had been sold back to the liquidity pools, right? So what we noticed, guys, was that because we had this proof of concept already with the original parabola, and then we had the unfortunate like exploit, which was the flash loan attack. Once we started to get to this point here, people understood, or people knew that there was going to be another parabola, so there was like, so much people kind of FOMOing in, or just buying the token, buying a massive amounts of the token. And eventually it got to the point where, the people couldn't hold out anymore. right? Like you got to sell, so some people started to take profit and sell, and then just that kind of caused like a little bit of a cascade effect where people that were newer to the token, they're like, oh, I want to sell, and people who are kind of fearful and just don't handle turbulence well, which some people don't, they started selling off and selling off. So so now, guys, we're back down to here at this level. And, I think personally, I think that, like, what, that is actually good for the ecosystem in the long run, and no one likes to see like the prices going down, because psychologically it's like, like now the price is down. But, if you think about long term, what we really need to do for Elephant to be successful is for Bertha to really take control and to really increase her token amount even more. Right. So I'm going to show you guys this. So like the original parabola here. So we reached a price high here. And then there were some people that unfortunately got scammed by fake airdrops. Guys, there's no promotions like that are ever happening in Elephant Money. So, really be safe with your security. And so there's a big rash of, people that got scammed and their tokens got sold. And then right here, guys, is the height of the Elephant treasury right before the flash loan attack. And if you take a look, guys, there is 212 trillion tokens inside of Bertha, right? So she really had a really large portion of that circulating supply. And what that does is it has, when she controls those tokens, there's less human participants. And because there's less human participants that have the tokens, there's less people that can sell. There is more price stability. And, you won't have to worry about Bertha, selling a lion's share of the tokens, right? So because she's measured out on just governance contracts, the APRs. So she's just basically skimming off the top to take care of all the daily liabilities, all right? So if we come over here, guys, what we're going to notice is that, she only has right now 178.6 trillion tokens, right? So at the time of the original parabola, she had about 38 trillion more tokens, and human participants had much less tokens, right? So right now, what we really need to do is to kind of focus more on building the treasury up and making sure that Bertha gets more and more tokens in there, because then the price action will get a lot more predictable, and there'll be a lot less people that can sell and can cause a little bit of volatility in the market. All right. So overall, I think the selling off of some tokens, when you think about like, all right, how is this ecosystem really designed to be really super successful long term and to be, really helpful for everyone long term, is like, yes, you do want like kind of like your moon bag of elephant token, because I definitely think that this is a future blue chip asset. However, there could be some turbulence along the way now that a lot of people have accumulated elephant token, all right, and Bertha doesn't have as much. So there could be some volatility in the price and a little bit of unpredictability. So, what is the best play going forward? Well, I think it's to focus on the yield bearing products, right? So building up NFTs, and primarily, guys, focusing on cash flow through futures. All right. The futures account every single day is paying 0.5% on a stable value asset, right, on stablecoin. And so, I just did a previous video on that, and it is going to be, really clutch because it's pretty much the best product out there in DeFi right now. And it's going to be really, excellent when there's some uncertainty in the market, right? It's super stable, super sustainable. And, I think that is definitely something where people want to look into. So, if you went like really heavy into Elephant token, you might want to think about, hey, do I want to kind of reallocate some of my position here or there? And then also BNB is just ridiculously lame lately, man. Like, the price action on BNB is terrible. So with a depressed BNB price, you might want to stock up potentially on some round two cheap NFTs, right? Because that can give you some passive cash flow. And once round 3 or later hits, you could always flip them for more profit, right? And hopefully BNB's price will eventually bounce back a little bit as well. So guys, that's kind of like some of my thoughts was, we were just we didn't have Bertha in mind, or people were just front running Bertha so much that really the participant holder count grew too much, and Bertha didn't have that really stranglehold on the circulating supply. And so I think going through the process right now of some people selling and redistributing the token, having the token price go down, and then having Bertha now being able to DCA more and more into cheaper Elephant token is actually like a really good kind of like bullish next step that we want to take in the Elephant Money ecosystem, right? So just going to go to this governance dashboard here and kind of show you guys like the daily growth for Bertha has been since October hit. So October 2nd is where we started to see a little bit of the sell-off. And like she's just been gaining, really like a nice significant chunk of tokens. We've seen a little bit of an increase in futures deposits and participation, which is great because she's taking that and she's DCAing into Elephant token that has a price that has come down a little bit. So she's going to be able to get more there as well. And, whenever BNB is cheap, even though it hurts our price a little bit, BNB is easier to take out of the liquidity pools, and that actually charges Bertha's spring, and overall it's actually bullish for the ecosystem going forward. So underlying data looks good, and if we think about just the concept that BT has for cash flow for all and Bertha, our elephant treasury, the unstoppable terminator buying the tokens, it kind of makes sense that, for this parabolic rise that we just experienced, it wasn't, the catalyst wasn't Bertha's strength, right? It wasn't the supply shockonomics. It was more just FOMO from people who knew about the parabola the first time around and wanted to get in on it, and then they cashed out. So it's kind of like a little bit of a reset where we can focus now on some of the products that really fuel and put the Elephant token into Bertha's bag, and then we can kind of recharge up for a true, real parabola going forward once Bertha has more of the supply. All right. So how does Bertha get that supply? So that's the last thing I'll leave you guys off with. So elephant.money. So guys, there are thousands of scam groups, Telegram groups, everything. So just make sure you're going through official sites. So elephant.money is there's like 2 official sites you should go to: elephant.money and Pancake Swap, and like that's it, right? For your Elephant token wallet there, right? So elephant.money, and then this little menu here And guys, so like this is the only real Telegram group there is, right? So if you go into Telegram, there's thousands of sites trying to scam you, right? This is the only one. Same with Discord, right? So just really be on a heightened alert for security reasons, because everybody is out there in the crypto space, trying to prey upon someone that makes a mistake. So just be careful. All right, so right here, guys, we got the documentation and then the dashboards. These are the Dune dashboards that you definitely want to check out. But documentation is the wiki. And, shout out to, we have our Chat GPT search lens, so you can always chat it up right there. But I just wanted to show you guys, if we go down to the Elephant Treasury, so Elephant Money Treasury System, Bertha, and how is Bertha funded? All right, so right here, guys. So the big things that we've been focusing on is buying with Bertha. All right, so when you do want to buy Elephant token, if you buy it right through the elephant.money site, then the majority of the buy and sell fee go into the treasury. All right, which is very good. Trunk minting is not really something that's a thing right now because when you mint trunk, you pay $1 for it. Okay. Some people do like 5 BUSD a day to get into the lossless raffle. All right. That's something that you can look up in the wiki if you're interested in that. But that's really not a big revenue stream right now for Bertha. Futures deposits. Okay. So that's a huge revenue stream for Bertha. Once you deposit into futures, 90% of your BUSD deposit goes into the BUSD treasury, and then that's where Bertha is DCAing into Elephant token with the buyback program. All right. If you mint NFTs or if you sell NFTs on the marketplace, all right, Bertha's going to get either a resale cut of that, or if you mint it for the first time, Bertha gets all of those proceeds and immediately buys Elephant token out of the liquidity pools. The Farmer's Depot is going to be a little secret hidden awesome play once trunk gets to 25 cents or more, and it's stable there. But you can buy liquid trunk for 25 cents a piece and have that kind of dripped out to you over the course of a month. So you kind of buy like a bond of discounted trunk, and it gets released to you over time. But it's 25 cents per trunk or more, depending on peg price. So right now, it's still not a great deal. But that fuels Bertha as well. Okay. And then any buying and selling on Pancake Swap, all right, a small amount in reflections will be collected by the graveyard and will be collected by Bertha. And every once in a while, guys, when our liquidity pools, one price gets really high compared to the other, there's potential for Bertha to be able to pull off an arbitrage where she can capture some value. That's in kind of like a rare occurrence there. But the biggies, guys, are the buy with Bertha, but futures and NFTs. And, I'm thinking, guys, that, because there might be some little uncertainty and volatility in the price moving forward, because there's still a lot of human holders, that, going into a nice steady cash flow building position like futures and building some nice NFTs that provide consistent elephant token and can be resold, flipped for a profit down the road, are good things to kind of stack up on right now. All right. Especially if you have like a decent sized bag of elephant token. All right, guys. So I hope you found this video informative, helpful. Elephant Money and the Elephant Money ecosystem is an absolute star in the DeFi world. More and more people are going to be discovering this. And, once futures catches on fire and people actually realize how amazing it is, I'm sure everything's going to be rocking and rolling and firing on all cylinders, right? But we are going to experience just probably a little bit of just uncertainty, because who knows what people are going to be selling and buying until Bertha kind of really takes control of the situation. All right, guys. Thanks for checking out the video. And until next time, this is Bailey from the EMH. I'm out.